What's up, guys? Brian Elwood. Welcome back to the Aligned Coach podcast. And this episode is for all of you out there who have switched your strategy at least one time and you still sort of have shiny object syndrome, kind of seeing what everyone else is doing and hopping over from one thing to another. That's been largely my story when I got into the online education space. I went and tried like Facebook ads and posting on Instagram all the time and starting a Facebook group and hopping on LinkedIn and direct messaging people on Facebook and posting on my personal profile and running YouTube ads and having a $47 membership program and starting a podcast and, a blog. Like, I could go on, right? I mean, there's so many different strategies, and if you're doing something that's working like not at all or just so, and you hear about somebody else that's doing something that's working better than you, it's easy to just think that that is what you're missing and then to hop over into whatever it is they're doing. The problem with that I've found is that when you pick your strategy, much like picking your niche, like how I teach you to choose the person that you would love to serve as your client and to choose the outcome or the result you're going to create for them as something that you really have a passion for and believe in and have confidence in. So like choosing your niche is almost more of a feeling, like what would I enjoy? What do I have conviction about? What do I believe in? The same thing applies for choosing the strategy by which you will market and sell whatever product it is that you're going to create. Like, for example, if you want to sit there and, record videos all day and like tweak a funnel and run ads and, write emails and work on a webinar and just set up something that's really automated, like you're sort of a behind the scenes kind of person who wants to build something else that does the communication, the outreach, the sales, like the marketing, everything, then building a funnel to sell a course via a webinar and paid ads might be a great fit for you, because the things that you would be doing on a day-to-day basis you would enjoy. Now, for some of you, maybe the more extroverted, that sounds terrible and you'd rather like cut your hand off than have to sit there and learn how to like set up a web page and have like another piece of software that links to it and tracks the visitors and how long they stayed and then link the emails. You know what I mean? You're not really like a builder, but you're just more of a salesman or saleswoman. And so for you, it would likely be better to, just like reach out to people, be where the social buzz is happening, like hop on Facebook or Instagram and create content and like, reply to comments and comment on other people's stuff and DM people and hang out in groups and just get a bunch of conversations going and fill up your calendar with sales calls. And if you had that outcome, you would love it. And you'd be like, yes, that's what I want. If I woke up and saw that I had 6 calls, I would be so excited. Some people completely cringe at the thought of that, and some people would love it. And so the missing piece that all these other programs out there don't have is they don't fit the person in with the strategy. They literally just have a strategy and will sell any person into it that gives them money. And that's kind of messed up, because it's only going to work for the people whose personality it's a good fit for. I mean, sure, you can be driven enough to like force yourself to do something you don't like that's not a good fit for you, but that requires willpower, and everyone knows that willpower ultimately is not sustainable. You need to love the work that you do, and you have the right to love every part of it. There's a strategy out there for you that you probably haven't discovered yet that would be a much better fit for your personality than maybe some of the things you've been doing to try to market your coaching business. And so, I was thinking of an analogy to drive this point home, and I'm a big mixed martial arts fan. I'm actually going to go to Las Vegas to go to a UFC fight this week, Conor McGregor fight, and I'm really into that. Well, actually, this will drop the week after I'm home, so maybe you'll never see me again. Maybe I'll disappear off the face of the earth. But if I'm back, I'll see you then. But anyways, like I'm big into MMA, and MMA is mixed martial arts, meaning if you go to an MMA gym, which I went to one for like 6 months back when I lived in Nashville, learned a little bit, then you know that they train in multiple disciplines. They'll train you in wrestling, they'll train you in boxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, maybe some others, but those are like some of the main ones. And so you sort of get to show up and you have like this buffet of options to pick from. You can go to a Muay Thai class, you can go to a jiu-jitsu class, you get to pick. And you can pick the martial art that's the best fit for you and what you enjoy doing. And, I think that is representative of what a much better program would look like. So when I work with my clients, like I essentially present them with a buffet of options as a strategy that will help them, have persistence with what they do because they will like what they do. So I'm not saying that they can choose like 5 avatars and 6 outcomes. Like, no, we still pick the person, we define the outcome, and we create the product. But when you get into that product piece, which is very much linked with strategy because different products are sold in different ways. If you're going to do like high ticket products, then you need to sell that over the phone. Everyone knows that it's difficult to sell things without talking to somebody. If your price point is above $2,500, you can, but it's difficult to do at scale. And so a lot of people don't talk about all the ins and outs and the nuances that come to your product related decision. Like you have to think about the strategy that will be needed to sell that product. And so a lot of programs out there, like I said, just have one strategy to sell a program. And they're going to tell you, create a high ticket program, get as many strategy calls on the calendar as you can, and sell those puppies. That works for the type of person who enjoys that model. It could work like if there was a contest to make the most money in the next 30 days, that would be the winner. But first of all, like this is not a 30-day game. This is a long-term game. And it's not about making money. It's about making a difference in the world, sharing your message, making an impact. And of course, you want to make a bunch of money and live a great life, but you should not, and I always repeat this, make your decisions based around what will make me the most money, because you're likely going to pick a strategy that is just not sustainable for you. You'll end up changing it 6 months in, and all that effort will be wasted. So in order to get this right, what I recommend doing is when you decide on your strategy that you're going to use, like think about the day-to-day lifestyle you want to live. When you wake up and you look at your calendar, what type of stuff do you want to be doing on a day-to-day basis? Do you want to have an open calendar for creation? Do you want to have a calendar full of calls? What kind of things do you want to create and build? And work backwards from there to pick the strategy for your coaching business. It's no different than lifestyle design. Like when I first got into like passive income, I got really clear on what my ideal lifestyle was, and I worked backwards from there and created it. And that ultimately led to me getting into purchasing a bunch of rental properties because I knew that would give me the lifestyle. And so same thing for your business, right? You want the business to serve you as much as it can, because the more that business is serving you and making you happy and being aligned with everything that you want, the more you're going to pour into it, and then it's going to grow because you're going to love it like you love your child. Like you'll love your business so much if it serves you 100% completely. And that's the only way to set a business up sustainably, because we're not in this for 3 months, 6 months, or in this for 10 years, 20, 30, if you're with me. And so lifestyle design, same thing when it applies to your business. When it comes to choosing your coaching strategy, don't let people fit you into a hole that you do not fit into, and pave your own way. Hope that helps, guys. I got to run. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you next week.